Welcome to the Art Teacher Maven channel on YouTube. Today we're going to draw a special woman in your life step by step. If you would like the project to go faster, 9 by 12 paper. If you would like to slow down, you can use 12 by 18. Supplies I use with students are sometimes pencil and eraser, but I will admit that pencil and eraser makes us stop and erase more. When we draw directly with like a permanent marker, it makes us commit to lines and understand that mistakes happen and mistakes are okay and part of the art making process. I'm going to demonstrate with my larger size paper, and sometimes I use smaller Sharpies or larger permanent markers, and sometimes even the ultra fine pen-like Sharpies work also. So decide if you want to do pencil first and then trace it over with permanent marker, or if you'd like to just jump right in and do permanent marker and commit to your lines. I do have handouts available. These will be on Teachers Pay Teachers under Art Teacher Maven, drawing a special woman in your life. So to begin, we are going to place our hand and open it up on the center of your paper about. It does not need to be perfect. And we are going to draw a large letter U-like shape to be the frame of the face. And then flip the paper over. So if you were to cup your face, hug your face with your hands, you would notice it kind of has this shape. We're going to start at the top of the face and we're going to work our way down to all the parts of the face. You can follow along with this handout. You can also use the facial features handout to do this part of the lesson. So we're going to do, sometimes I do this just to space out where my eyes are going to go. So I would draw a rainbow line over my pinky or a rainbow line over pointer. So you can do it like this, freehand, or you can space it out so that your eyes aren't too close together. And you want to think of that special woman in your life that you're going to draw and what shape eyes they have. And then we're going to make it look like lemons, limes, footballs, or almond shapes. So think of the shape of the eye. Everyone has different eye shapes. And we're going to kind of draw like a letter U shape up to seal that off. Shapes are lines that connect. So we took the lines and made them into shapes. So now we have the shape of the eye. In the center of the eye, we have something called a pupil. And it is going to be black on most human beings. Most all human beings have black pupils. Around the pupil, we have something called an iris. The iris is the part of the eye that gets a color, and sort of like a cup shape, like two C shapes around the pupil, like this. So we have pupil, iris. Can you say pupil? Good. Pupil. Iris. Can you say iris? Iris. Good job. And this is the whites of the eye. So this part of the eye does not need a color. Both men and women have eyelashes. They keep dust and dirt and spider webs from getting in our eyes. So if you'd like to put some eyelashes on your special person, you can go ahead and add them. They could be long or short. They could be dramatic. It's up to you to think about that special woman in your life and to add those details that make it look like them. And you can refer to the facial features handout. Think about eyebrows. Some people have invisible colored eyebrows. In that case, you could do it with like a light yellow crayon or another light brown. If they have darker eyebrows, you can just use the Sharpie or permanent marker, whatever you're drawing with. A black crayon works too, to draw whatever shape eyebrows that person in your life has. So think about their shape, if they're thick or thin, long or short, to draw their eyebrows. So now we're going to go down to the nose area. Feel free to pause this video as often as possible to draw the parts of your special person's face. So we're going to think about the nose starts between your eyes. So find on your face with your finger, touch where your nose starts. Starts somewhere up here and comes down about the middle of the face. And think about that nose shape that your special person has. Some people's noses are wider, smaller. There's so many ways that a nose can appear. I'm doing the nostrils as sort of letter C shapes. You can touch the nostrils on your face to get an idea. Under the nose, we're going to do the mouth. If you want to practice teeth, you can grab a pencil and a scrap piece of paper and practice teeth before you want to commit to those on your picture. So we have the basic face. We're going to think about ears. If you're the special woman in your life, if the hair is in front of her ears all the time, you don't have to draw them. You'll just be able to draw hair when we get to that part. If you see the ears, you can draw ears. They kind of look like potato chips or letter C shapes. You can draw some little details in the ears if you would like, or you don't have to. Think about if a special person in your life wears earrings, so go ahead and do that. The neck comes from the ear. So if you slip your finger behind your own ear, touch your ear in real life, and drag your hand down, you're going to notice the neck comes from the ears, and there's two lines, one here and one here. And they're about as long as like my pointer finger to like my knuckle. So you can measure with your hand to see how long that will be. Okay, about there. We're going to end the neck at a shirt collar. So we have our collar bones here. You can touch them on your body. There's two collar bones, and we call this a shirt collar because the collar of the shirt is usually at the collar bones. Then we have our shoulders. They go down and down, and you can decorate this person's shirt. You can write whatever makes you feel good and draw a design or whatever would represent that person and what they might like. And then hair. So there's many, many options for hair. I do have a handout that shows some ideas for hair. Many ideas you can use. I will draw some other options on a whiteboard to give you an idea. Something you want to think about is if you see the person's forehead or you don't. Some people have what's called bangs, so I'll do bangs first. Bangs means you don't see their forehead. So there's like hair coming down over the forehead that covers this part of the face. Then the rest of the hair is going to come from the top down. And you want to think if the hair stops at the ears, the neck, or the shoulders. We can have all different lengths hair. Whatever hairstyle we like, we can have that hairstyle. We can choose it. But you want to think of that special person in your life and what kind of hairstyle they have chosen. So there is like medium length hair and kind of straight. I'm going to switch to drawing on a whiteboard to show some other hairstyles that you might choose to do. And like I said before, feel free to pause as often as you need, or at the end you can go back and rewind to find the hairstyle that you would like to see. So we have our little face. You might have things like freckles, and you might want to use a light brown crayon for freckles. And freckles are quite tiny most of the time. But there's always exceptions. Some people might have bigger freckles or birthmarks. All right, let's do another hairstyle where you see the forehead. So here's the forehead. It's kind of a rainbow line from one side of the head to the other. We're going to put a part in the hair, and this is wavy hair. And it could be longer. If it's on the shoulder, you don't have to draw the shoulder. They have very long, wavy hair, just like that. So just using lines and thinking of the hair as lines. Let's do another option. You can also reference the handouts. Some people wear glasses. If they wear glasses, we're going to do a curved line over the bridge of the nose. And think of the shape of their glasses. Are they squares or rectangles or another shape, maybe ovals? You can also practice on a whiteboard. just like I am practicing on a whiteboard, if that feels good to you. You can draw the forehead and think of the hair maybe having texture. So maybe it's like very curly. So I'm using textured lines, curly lines to show curly hair. Maybe that looks like the special woman in your life. Let's do another option would be braids. Some people have thicker eyebrows, smaller noses. Now for braids, we're going to make a line where the hair is parted and have the hair come down. And what we're going to do is draw little hearts to make the braids. This part would take patience. It's okay to practice patience. And we would just keep going, adding lines and then hearts for as many braids as that person has. Okay? That's an option. So there's many, many options. There are thousands of hairstyles all over the world. Let's talk about hair that's up. Maybe the special woman in your life always wears her hair up. So we're going to do 2 rainbow lines, leaving a space. And then we're going to draw the hair going backwards. And maybe there's a ponytail holder, like an elastic band, and it's holding a short ponytail. Or it's holding a long ponytail. And show that it's long, or a bun. And draw a little bun and show the hair going into the bun. There's many ways you can do that to show that it's a bun, or maybe there's a flower in the person's hair. You could show a little flower. Maybe the hair is pulled back and there's a little flower there, and not a bun. So think of how that person wears their hair often and how you might want to draw it. Okay? So lines can show wavy hair, tight curly hair, straight hair. Let's do really short hair too. There's so many choices. So I'm hoping to give you ideas and inspiration, but you need to close your eyes and practice imagining what hair that person really has. Okay, so for short hair, maybe the hair is on the forehead, kind of like a bang, and coming down next to, and then like that. There. Or maybe the hair is kind of spiky. Maybe she wears earrings. So you can draw little earrings. There's so many ways to do it. All right, I hope that this was helpful. I also want to mention making available all the different colors for skin colors. These are the Colors of the World by Crayola crayons, with so many different options for what our skin colors could be. And for students, I just like to show them that there are all these options available. And we usually test the colors on the back of our paper before we commit to a color. We test the color by putting it on the back of the paper, and then we put our hand next to try to find the best option. And they are crayons, so they're not going to be perfect. We're just going to try to find the best option possible in this moment for that special woman in your life that you're drawing today. and just putting your hand next to the colors and just doing your best to pick the one that looks like the person in your life. Thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful.